All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in on this late night Q&A after the championship game between Michigan and UConn. Good game. Good game. It's now April 7th. It is very, very early in the morning or late at night, depending on what part of the country you are in. And I do this thing where if we somehow hit $300 on stream, I do a live edit of a video. So if we hit 300, I do a live edit, and we hit 300. We hit 300 because you guys are awesome. So how's it going on, Jackoff? I appreciate you tuning in. So what we are doing right now is we are going to live edit a video. Now this video is going to be about something that happened in the 1995 NFL Draft. All good, Keller, on that. Yeah. All good on that. So appreciate all you guys being here for this one. Do a little late night streaming. I'm going to add the video, and a lot of the clips I already have sort of in. I need to write the script. But the premise of the video is one of the craziest lose-lose trades of all time. One of the biggest lose-lose trades ever. What was I said right after he signed up if he saw it? I don't remember. I don't think I saw anything. But this is about one of the biggest lose-lose trades of all time, where the Panthers and Chiefs made a trade in the 1995 NFL Draft. The Panthers took a player that made no sense. He never played for them. The Chiefs got a pick out of it, and they took a player that never made the team. So that's the premise behind this video, is the biggest lose-lose trade. Now, some of the clips I already have in. I will reorder them and do all that, but we will write the script on the air, record. I'll show you the whole process, and ask me anything you want. We also have a overtime thing that we need to get to with this, as I always listen to music when I do this. I always listen to music. How's it going, Daniel? Happy Tuesday, round 3, baby. Yep. I always listen to music when I do this, so I figured, Detroit gave money for some Radio Disney songs that aired check from July 2007. I listen to that kind of music anyways. A lot of people don't have it yet, so I'm going to call it night here. All good, man. All good. Appreciate you again. Appreciate the donations. I appreciate you a ton, man. So, we're going to listen to some music while I have to figure out how I want to structure this script, because I don't know. First start for the St. Louis Rams. It is, yes. This is the first start for the St. Louis Rams, 1995. Yep. Tomorrow's stream, UFL. Yep, 8 o'clock. St. Louis against Arlington. Already have the graphics in for that. Already got the thumbnail all ready to go for that. So, yeah, 8 o'clock for that one. Yeah, fun stream. Oh, man, that was a fun one. All right, so let's do the incubator. So here we go. Oh, Ellie, is this Ellie and AJ? This roller coaster ride, isn't it? I think. No, oh no, this is not. No, this is Vertigo. Oh man. Oh man, this is Vertigo. Who is it, Jump 5? Man, I haven't heard this song in forever. Oh man. I've not heard this song in forever. Alright. So how do I want to structure this? Okay. Have an idea. Okay, I have an idea on this. See what I'm doing on this. I'm trying to. Wait. They play Everybody Dance Now on Radio Disney? Wait, what? They play stuff from 1991 on this? Wait, what? Still up? Yeah, what about the draft? Oh, it's just a video about the draft that I'm editing. Just a video I'm editing about the draft. Big Fella got injured in 2013, right? Yeah. The Ravens roll 35-50-50. I've not seen that one yet. It's on my list. I can't believe playing Everybody Dance Now on Radio Disney. Wow. What injury was this? It's ACL, yeah. Wait, you're attending the Broncos Super Bowl 50 Field reunion with backstage VIP? Oh my god, that's incredible. Oh, I'm so jealous. Holy cow. We're gonna meet. Wow. Photo of Peyton Manning. That is. Have a great time, man. That's incredible. That is incredible. Just want to get the exact numbers on how bad he was. Yeah, that's a great... You should be stoked. That's incredible. Oh, have a great time. That's going to be awesome. Oh, my God. Peyton, Kubiak, Vaughn, Emmanuel, Talib, Ward, DeMarcus Ware, hosted by Trace Wilson. That's a stacked lineup. Yeah, I gotta see your picks on that. That's incredible. Oh man, I'm so jealous. That is awesome. I can't even imagine what it's gonna be like. I cannot even imagine. So I get the exact numbers on this. That's where Stathead comes in handy. That's where Stathead really comes in handy. So I would say I know he's bad with the Colts, but I have an idea to figure out how bad he was. So how many rushing attempts do we have? 300. Combined seasons. So Scream Black? Shouldn't be. Is it Scream Black? Oh, you mean... Wait. You mean this? This is the iMovie thing. Wait. It should be black. Yeah, it expects Everybody Dance Now in the incubator here. So it's a donut, get a good bagel in the morning. I appreciate your time, Coach, on that one. Which game do you want for baseball on Thursday? Which game do you want? I'll get you a good bagel. Yep, I'll get a good bagel. Oh, this feels like... Oh, Casper slide. Here we go. Which game do you want, Coach? I'll get you on the call for. Appreciate you, man. Cubs? Oh, I forgot the Cubs were an option. I totally forgot the Cubs were an option. It's like, wait a sec. Time out. Forgot the Cubs were an option. I was like, wait. It is early. It is late in the day. Yep. Close up YouTube. Oh, okay. Yeah, it works perfect. Yeah, you guys see the third for there. Yeah. Did a week 4 Syracuse get that? Oh, wow. You haven't gotten a chance to see it yet. But they did Hard Knocks like the season after. Or how much of it's pretty similar. I don't know, but we'll see. Oh, he definitely would on that panel, yeah. Maybe like 2 of the 3 songs I've listened to so far in this one have been like 90s dance themes. Nice, yes, CNC, yeah. You know, it was Everybody Dance Now, and then it was, yeah, this is Radio Disney. We got a request to do this one during, the last stream. Yeah, Everybody Dance Now, and then it's, I like to Move It. If here we go. I do like that song. I like the one better, actually. I like the one better than Everybody Dance Now. I actually like it better. Third and last hit? Is that their last? Things Make You Go Home. I thought it was after. Wait. Yeah, that song slapped. Yeah, wait. Right. Because I know, obviously, Everybody Dance Now. Things Make You Go Home. And... Wait, I thought their last hit was Things Make You Go Home. Yeah, no, Things Make You Go Home was their last hit. Yeah, that was their last one. I like better too? Nice, yeah. Things Make You Go Home was their last hit. I was gonna say, I thought Things Make You Go Home was like later in 91. No, Everybody Dance, then it was Here We Go, then it was whom? You know, who was third? I love those days. Need to check this. Yeah, what song is this? This Cheetah Girls? Oh. Oh my god, I haven't heard this song forever. Oh my god. What song is this? Alright? Oh no, you're good on that, Kudra. You're good. Oh my god, what song is this? Yeah, it was Cheetah Girls too, okay. This has to be in Cheetah Girls, yeah. Friend of mine watched the game tonight. Open up late 80s, early 90s packs of cards. Nice. Had gum in them. Oh god. Did you try the gum from like 35 years ago? I can't imagine how bad that must taste. No, you're not trying the gum. No. Why would I try that? I was wondering if you tried that. Guess you're like being in the hospital like 20 minutes later. It's like eating dust. Oh, jeez. Man, I had a feeling it's like 35-year-old gum. I don't know what like the expiration date on gum is, but I would assume gum that's like 35, 40 years old is not good. Not that I'm a gum guy anyways. So that right away, smart. Okay, opposites. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Ellie and AJ. Here we go. Chemicals react. Love this one. You had to try, yeah. The gum left stains on the card? Oh, no. It's in the shades card, no bueno. Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, I know the late night students are pretty, like, laid back and chill with that. News article up. I think it's this one. Yeah. Yeah, that incubator was incredible. That one was incredible. All right. Let's see. Now what do I want to listen to? Best polls we got. Jim Tomei rookie card. Wow. OJ Simpson pro line, of course. John Way wild card. Nice. Man. Okay. I'm thinking this playlist from 91. Top 40 songs of this week, 1991. We'll do that. What's the issue? The Jags 56. I'm going to guess cornerback or linebacker. I'm going to go corner. Corner is my guess. If D'Angelo Pons is there, I think he's the pick. Cornerback's plus 470. Fan, we're looking at the promise. Ooh, all right. No, you can still bet on Mendoza. You know what's crazy? You can still bet on Mendoza. Now, granted, the odds suck, but here's what's crazy. If you want free money, again, the odds suck, but it's free money. I don't say that lightly with obviously I don't say that lightly with betting, because obviously nothing's free money, but this is the closest thing to free money. You know the NFL draft. You can bet On who the first... Wait, okay, wait, hang on. Wait, it was there before. Oh, you can't do it anymore? Oh, man, you can't do it anymore. As of yesterday, you could have bet on Mendoza at minus 20,000 to win the first pick. Which, again, is like, you bet $2,000, you win 10. But it's a free $10. But they got rid of that bet. How's it going, VW? Here for a long night. Yep, they got rid of that bet, unfortunately. Disappointed there. They got rid of that. That's a bummer. I would have taken that. I didn't take it yesterday, but I would take that. Like a free $10. Transvox are a good album. It took so long to come out. It took way too long to come out. That's Axel for you. Yep. There you go. Six drifting edge rusher 32. I can see it. They're losing Maffei. I can see that. I think I'll definitely go defense. I'll definitely go defense. Oh, you go to the second round, losing Rick O'Brien as much? I guess, yeah. But still, you still need some pieces. So kind of just showed me that's true. But now it's like a 3 cornerback league at this point. Obviously, you have Witherspoon, but. Even War, yeah. Even War is great.
First futures are Witherspoon, Eamon Warrior. Yeah, both have really good futures. Yep. I like it. Go defense. I like it. I like it. How's it going, Jake? I appreciate tuning in. So NBA playoffs, maybe. Not sure yet. NBA finals will do. I'm not sure about the rest. We'll see on that. Who got win the finals? I had the Nuggets winning the finals over the Pistons. That was the pick at the start of the year. I'm going to stick with it. Sticking with my pick. Nuggets over Pistons. Sticking with it. Yeah, I know you got saying yes. Yes, I do. My pick at the start of the year. I don't change my pick at the start of the year unless I have a reason to. And Pistons Nuggets, I have no reason to change my pick right now. Got Nuggets. Yep, I like Jokic a lot. It really comes down to Jokic. It's tough to beat him in a 7-game series. We're going to parlay Michigan and Pistons. Okay, halfway there. Not bad. Not bad. Don't hate that.
Next episode, okay, see the upcoming game. I can see it. They go, you see Celtics. I could see that. Hornets are interesting. Hornets are very interesting because the way Knipple is shooting the ball, they're playing really well since Christmas. The Hornets are a fun team to watch. There might be something there with Charlotte. There might be something there. I just gotta do something on my phone really quick. I always play a game of Flow before. Everyone hits midnight when it resets, when the board resets. Just get the brains flowing. It's more about just getting the brains, the logical side of it going. Scripts is about, I'd say 60% done. Script is getting there. It's about the longer side, I would think, but it'll be okay. So just mess around for a little bit. And we'll get back to this in just a little bit. That's gotta Get the brains flowing for... Almost there, hang on. There we go. All right. Here we go. Play predictions. Golden State and Clippers for the West. Hornets and Heat. I think the Hornets avoid it. I think the Hornets will do enough to avoid it. Let's go, Mercy. Appreciate you tuning in. We're almost done with the script. We're getting there. I know Hornets have, like, their skill is not it's not the best by any means, but I think they're playing a lot better since the All-Star break. They're playing very well since Christmas, I should say. Let's go to the fifth level media guide. I want to get the exact numbers on this. So what I do with this, media guides help a lot with this. Record book. Full screen. Control F, gels. Oops, I just realized you can't see the script. Not receiving touchdowns? That's odd. They don't have receiving touchdowns. Yeah. I can probably just figure it out with this. Yeah, this would be, this would tell me. Mike Shanahan? No, not that Mike Shanahan. Nope. 2009 to 2012. Nope. Not that one. Nope. I didn't see that. Nope. It's not that one. Yep. See Larry Fitzgerald. Yeah, it is that one. Yep. That is the right Larry Fitzgerald. Yes. Right. That one it is right. Better for Libero. Apartment or Hysteria? Hysteria. Definitely Hysteria. I like both, but Hysteria is better. 100% Hysteria. Adrenalize is really good. I actually like that one better than Pyromania. That's the big three right there. That's clearly the big three. Adrenalize is below all the other two, but spare the people. Oh yeah, Adrenalize is great. Yeah. Yeah, if you need someone so bad, yep. Let's Get Rocked. I mean, there's so many good stuff. Yeah, Stand Up, yep. Yeah, Let's Get Rocked is a phenomenal song. They didn't play that at the I saw it back in 23 when they played with Journey. Or no, 24. I think it was 24. Right? Yeah, I think it was 24. Yeah, it was 24. They did a concert with Journey, and they didn't play Let's Get Rocked. I was impressed with that. Early United prediction for 26-27. Ohio State. That offense is just stacked. I think Ohio State's my pick. Yeah, I can't believe I never played that song live. Because that was a hit. And yeah, I will not repeat. I'd be surprised. Although I do like Hoover. I do like their quarterback. Yeah, Slang's really good, yes. Slang's a good album. And Promise is such a good song. Promise is such a good song. You know, they evolved in the 90s. They did evolve. Right, 80s fans started off from Nirvana. Oh, yeah. After grunge, yeah. Oh, it's like, oh, yeah, you said slang. I thought I was singing Euphoria. My bad. My bad. My bad. I misread. I thought it was Euphoria. My bad. My bad on that one. Yeah, very few, yeah. Well, Bon Jovi survived. Bon Jovi survived. They had no issue surviving after the 80s. Bon Jovi figured it out. But yeah, after like 91, yeah, the 80s bands really struggled. Yep. Yeah, once Nirvana and grunge came in, besides Bon Jovi, like no one was still commercially viable. The orchestra, yeah, I like when they do that. Michigan the favorite to win the Natty, and they're on the first support hockey. Yes, they are. Yep. Super cool. The early mid '90s. I mean, Keep the Faith. Keep the Faith had some hits. Then Always was a big hit in 1994. Somebody I'll Be Saturday Night was a great song. I mean, they had hits. They had hits in the 90s. Obviously, weren't as big as they were in the 80s, but they had hits. Like Bed of Roses was massive, as was Always. Yeah, Keep the Faith sold a good amount. Journey in 6, well, 6 had Show Me the Way. 6 had that one song, Show Me the Way, that actually did very well. Like, they reunited, did Show Me the Way, and then dipped. And Journey had one song in the mid-90s, When You Love a Woman, which was big. And then everything else, nothing. I want to limit it. I love that song. Yeah, Bon Jovi, you had to adapt to mainstream, yes. Yeah, they definitely got a lot softer. Definitely got a lot softer. I'll give you that. I will definitely give you that. They were not heavy metal or hair metal. Not heavy, hair metal. They were not hair metal anymore. Maybe I'd say Keep the Faith. Keep the Faith could have been like the closest thing. Song, kind of, yeah. Definitely not their best, but I do like the harmonies in that. I do like the harmonies in that one. I think I hit number 3 on the charts. Like that was a big hit for Dance Too Young. Hey, Denver, Michigan, yeah, that could be good. Journey was the last one. Perry, yep. Good, but went nowhere. Yep. One of them for both bands. Yep. Right, they didn't get a second hit after that. AC dominates the radio scene. Yep. Two hot AC stations, 2 classic hit stations. Well, that's it. There was second rock show or third rock show. It's Skid Row and Pantera. That's a good lineup. Yes, so he'll be the first to tell you. So Tesla with Firehouse. Whoa. Wow. Firehouse was big in 91. Yeah, Love of a Lifetime, Don't Treat Me Bad. Huge hair band ballad song. Yeah, Mr. Big. Yeah, To Be With You. Yep. To Be With You was huge. Yep. Yep, To Be With You. After that was all grunge. Except for that one Firehouse song. Firehouse in 1995 had I Live My Life For You, and that was a hit, and that was like very hair metal. Like, it wasn't as big as To Be With You, obviously. That hit #1. But Firehouse was the last, I'd say, hair metal hit. It was I Live My Life For You. Def Leppard, Metallica, and Faith No More. For somebody. Oh, man. That must have been a crazy lineup. Neil Young with Dinosaur Jr. and Blind Melon opening up. Blind Melon, No Rain. Oh, man. Blind Melon's the opener. Wow. Blind Melon is the opening act. Early 90s rock ballad still live on the radio stations where I live. All right. Queen's Reich, you have Silent Lucidity. Yep, Silent Lucidity. I don't call the word hair metal. I don't know what that was. I don't know what I call Silent Lucidity. Enough's enough? Yep. I don't know what I'd call Silent Lucidity. It's not hair metal. What the heck would I call that? Yeah, after 91, the other rip. Yep. Hairband ballad? I guess you could say hairband ballad, but the song itself was not hair metal. That song fit right in with everything else. Plus 179 Michigan wins 2 games. Okay. No, Van Halen. No, who says they're a hairband? Wait, who's arguing Van? Right, even not even Van Hagar. Yep, Van Hagar. I could see at least. I could at least see Van Hagar. The argument for Van Hagar, I could see the argument with Dreams. Project Roadrunner for Neil Young. Oh wow, yeah, that was right before the Blind Melon singer died. Yep, but Van Halen, no chance. No chance. I mean, When It's Love and Dreams sound like hair metal songs. But obviously, like Van Halen, like Panama and whatnot, and Jump, they're not hair metal songs. Not even close. They're hairband songs. Not even close on that one. Def Leppard, Blink-182, Sum 41, The Clarks, and put them on. That's a great lineup. But they were right now killed that there. But that was 92. That was hair was dead by that point. Hair was completely dead by that point. Cannot classify Def Leppard as hair band? I can't either. No, I can't classify them either. The funniest one was Kiss. That was the funniest one. I still think that's like my favorite song by them. But 1990 Kiss with Forever. That's a hair metal song. That is entirely a hair ballad. Like, just Kiss out of nowhere was like, we're going to do a hair ballad. And it was one of their biggest songs. And I love it. It was like completely out of nowhere. Like, I think all the hair bands that were big in like 1990. I was like, okay, Kiss is going to throw their hat into the ring and do a hair song. Let's do a hair ballad. And it was really good. Blink-182, 3 pills of V and got us backstage passes. Nice. But no, definitely it's not hair band now. I feel like a hairband has to start in, like, the late 80s. I feel like a hairband has to start. Like, burst on the scene in the late 80s. Bee Gees came back, dude. That wasn't a ballad. I want to call that was not a ballad. Yeah, One by Bee Gees in '89. Yeah, that wasn't a ballad. That was like relatively up tempo. That wasn't a ballad. The funniest thing is that had a hit in 1997. The Bee Gees had an honest to God hit in 1997. And Alone is a darn good song. But the Bee Gees in 1997 having a hit is just nuts. Though to be fair, Cujo, 1989, anyone with a pulse had a hit. Bee Gees had a hit. Roy Orbison had a hit in 1989. There was some random artists that had hits in 1989. Like, completely out of nowhere. Like, Roy Orbison had one. Donna Summer had a hit in 1989. This time I know it's for real. Yeah, sure, someone might go so someone say Shirley on that one. There was some randos with hits in 89. Like, guys are like, we're way past their prime. And the Righteous Brothers had a hit in 1990. Yeah. McCartney said the record for being a number one hit 50 years apart. He didn't have a number one. No, it was not number one. The record for number one hit 50 years or most years apart was Cher. With, I think, Dark Lady or Half Breed and then Believe. The longest time in between number ones. McCartney did have a top 10 hit. McCartney had a top 10 hit in 2016 with 4 or 5 seconds. Now, granted, yeah, Liza Minnelli. Now, whether you count that or not, I don't know. Because that was with Rihanna and Kanye West. McCartney really had very little to do with that song. He was on it, but he had very little to do with that one. It wasn't a solo song by him. Yeah, that's so. Yeah, with Rihanna and Kanye West. Yeah, 4 or 5 seconds. Yep. That didn't hit number one. It was a massive hit. Did not hit number one. It's a good song. No, that was not number one. No, that was not. That did not hit number one. I think it hit number 4. I want to say. Let me check. 4 or 5 seconds. That hit number. I think it hit number 4. If I'm not mistaken. 2015, and it hit number 4. Okay, well, 2015 was up by a year. Yeah, hit number 4. Might be the longest in between, like, top 10 hits. Might be that. He wasn't solo in 64 either. No, he was not. But at least he was in a band. Like, he was at least a part of that. I don't think he sings on 4 or 5 seconds. I think he just plays the guitar. Right? I don't think he actually sings on 4 or 5 seconds at all. He plays the guitar on that song, but he doesn't sing. Music history channel? I do love music history. I do love that. I do know, we want long time in between, Ellen John with Cold Heart with Dua Lipa. That was a big hit. That was a monster hit. Right around the turn of the, right around like 2022 or whatever. It was a monster hit. Yeah, Beach Boys, yeah, Good Vibrations to Kokomo. Yep, they were 22 years in between. They were 22. Mariah Carey is close. She doesn't count because, I mean, Christmas. Have I heard number one before 66? That might be their last number one. Hang on. Did they never hit number one before 66? No, they hit number one before that. I Got Around. Help Me, Rhonda. Yeah, that was their last number one. Good Vibrations, it's between number one. So they hit number one before that. Cocktail was a horrible movie. You know, I Got Around hit number one. Right, it's between number one, so their last one went to the most recent one. Cher's got the record, I believe. Cher has to have the record. She went like 25 years in between number ones. Right, I Got Around was number one in July 64, yeah. It's Cher in 74, 98. Yep, that's 24 years. Yep. Well, I think Believe was number 1 in 99. Believe hit number 1 in 1989. Believe was number 1. Goes further with Bear coming back, with Bachbar coming back. I'm going to say fact. Yeah, they hit number 1 in 1999. So it'd be 25 years. But still, she holds the record. She holds the record. I think it was like March 99 that hit. How close should hitting number 1 in 89? If I Could Turn Back Time was big. With the Navy one, If I Could Turn Back Time, she had some big hits in the 80s. Like We All Sleep Alone was a good one. I love Just Like Jesse James. I love that song. Just Like Jesse James is great. I know she does not like that one. I do like that one a lot. What other songs did she have in that? She did that cover of Shoop Shoop. She did that one. Heart of Stone's a good one as well. After All with Peter Cetera. But If I Could Turn Back Time hit number 3. That hit number 3. That's a great song. I used to do that on cruises for karaoke. If the band has that at karaoke, that'll be my go-to song. If they ever add that song, I love that one. Like, that is my favorite Cher song by far. I do love that one. Retreat Bang Bang and 87, yep. And then for that, like, that Mermaids movie in, right, she did that song for the Mermaids movie in 1990. What songs her has Cher when she hit number 3? Ooh. I would guess On Our Own by Bobby Brown, and I would guess Right Here Waiting by Richard Marx, but let me check. Let me check. It had to have been a huge song. Yeah, I'm guessing On Our Own and Right Here Waiting. That's my guess. But let me check. Okay. If I could turn... Let me see. Okay, so the weekend hit number 3. Oh, Jesus. It was Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You by Milli Vanilli and Heaven by Warrant. Holy crap. Holy crap. Now, when many of it was earlier in the year, that was like May. Turned many young teenagers into an adult. Oh, yeah. Yeah, When Many Play Wings was the number 1 hit from Bindler in May. Then it was number 3. Yep, same thing. Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You. Yeah, no, On Our Own was August. Yeah, On Our Own was August. Yeah, the weeks it was number 3 was Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You and Heaven. But I like both those songs. It's like the weirdest list of top 10 songs. Surface. Sure, yep. Oh, yeah, Milli Vanilli. Oh, yeah. Blame It on the Rain. Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You. Girl, You Know It's True. All or Nothing. Yeah, they had some bangers. And then the lip syncing scandal came out. Yeah, I mean, they won Best Artist. They won Best New Artist. That's some bangers. I love Blame It on the Rain. Yeah, all the songs start with their baby. Yep. You're not wrong there. Yeah, that's a power ballad. Yep. Hanging Tough was New Kids on the Block. No, that was New Kids on the Block. Wait a sec. Wait. That was New Kids on the Block. Oh, yeah. You see it here. Yep. Yep. Cold Hearted, Paul Abdul. What happened with a mouse? My mouse is frozen. Hang on, my mouse is frozen. Is that Bee Gees 1? Yep. Yep, Girl. Yep. Yep, Bee Gees. Yep, they had a hit in 1989. Yeah, 1. Yep, good song. 18 in Life by Skid Row. Yep, there were some rock songs back then. Oh, yeah. Angel Eyes is a great song. Jeff Healey Band out of nowhere had a hit. Like, when I said everyone had a hit in 89, like, like, Jeff Healey, like, Bee Gees, yeah. Yep, there's a song. Yep. Yeah, it wasn't really disco. Yeah, it wasn't really like a ballad. Yeah. Yeah, Bee Gees pre-disco. Yeah, I like the disco song too. Yeah. Came Home with Soul. Yeah, Back to Life, 2-hit wonder. 2-hit wonder right there. I like Back to Life better. You Love Song went number 2. Yep. Great song. You know, He Was Blind. Yeah, great song. All these songs are nostalgia. Oh, I love these songs. 89 is like one of my favorite years for music. I could listen to 89 like... That's like maybe my all-time favorite year for music. I love that. Like 1989, you get so much variety in 89, and it's all good. And when, yeah, Finding Cannibals, yeah, 3-hit wonder. Don't Look Back, obviously, She Drives Me Crazy, and Good Thing, which hit number 1. Back to Life, yep, amazing song, yeah. So it hasn't been sampled more. I'm really surprised that song has not been sampled more. Like, just so many good songs. Dress Good Like No One Else, yep, and I Can't Help Myself. Like, seriously, if I was doing, like a cover band, it would just be 1989. First, I remember listening to music on the radio on MTV. Man. There's a version of, I don't know if it's still up on YouTube. The music scene in the UK? Yeah, well, the music scene's crazy. I talked about Grayson Hugh, yep. Love and Never Going Down, great song, Aerosmith, yep. Yeah, UK, because it's a smaller population, so it's easier to get, like, random stuff to number one, like the Teletubbies theme or Bob the Builder had multiple number ones. You know, there's a someone did a remix of Cold by Maroon 5. I don't like the song Cold at all. I don't think it's a good song. I think it's very bare bones, very, very, like, minimal. The guy from Nice Thing Chicago Bulls in the video. But someone did a remix of it that makes it sound like a song from 1989, and it is, like, if this was what came out, it'd be my favorite Maroon 5 song of all time. Like, if this is what the song was, it would be one of my all-time favorite songs. I make it sound like a song from 1989. It's. I wish this was how it actually went. Oh wait, what am I doing here? There we go. Once Minute Twice Shove the Great White, yep. That was the band, the Fire, yep. Yeah, that was a tragic situation, yeah. Donny Osmond, yep. Soldier of Love, yep. And Sacred Emotion, yep. I told you, anyone could have a hit in 89. Any person could have a hit in 1989. The most random person you never thought of in 15 years could have a hit in 1989. Like, nothing made sense that year, but it was so good. Below Sands, yep. By Nana Cherry, yep. I like Kisses on the Wind better. I think that's a better song by her. Below Sands is good. Eternal Flame, yep. Bangles, yep. Great song. Great song. Most of my generation found them from Pitch Perfect. I was like, oh, I know this song before. But most of my generation knows it from Pitch Perfect. All right, script is done. Tone Loki, now, yep. He just did the same song twice. Literally, Funky Cold Medina and Wild Thing are the exact same beat. Yeah, that was the first time with 81. Yep. Sheriff, yep. The crazy story about that, I don't know if you guys know the story behind that. Sheriff had broken up by that point. Sheriff had broken up. That band, they came out with that song in like 1983. It went nowhere. They broke up, went their separate ways. A DJ played it by accident in 1988. And then became huge. #1 hit. The band then reforms under the name Alias. Well, some of the band forms under the name Alias, and then they have another big hit in 1990 with More Than Words Can Say. Yeah, it was like an 84 song, yep. There was another one, too, with Jimmy Sink and Harmon, Where Are You Now, from 1986. The band, like, that song was like a nothing burger when it came out. Then the band broke up. A DJ played it on accident, and then it became big in 89. Roxette, yep. Another story about a DJ just playing that for, like, someone's listeners came back from a trip in Sweden. More than yep, great song. Phil Collins, oh yeah, well, he was big throughout the entire 80s. Yep, Tears for Fears came back in with Sowing the Seeds of Love. Yep, #2 hit. #2 hit there. But there was another one, yeah, and then, like, not Glenn Medeiros, Benny Mardones in 89 had a hit. He was pretty much a one-hit wonder with 2 hits. Into the Night in 1980, and then a re-recording in 89. That got big again. Simply Ready, if you don't know him now. Toy Soldiers, Martika. Yep, great one. A lot more than you know, too. That's an underrated gem of hers. Yeah, 89 was amazing. Yeah. I'll tell you, 89 is like my all-time favorite year for music. Like, no joke. 89 is my favorite year all-time for music. Similar, if you don't know me now, yep. First and fourth Thursday for hockey, Michigan, Denver, Wisconsin, North Dakota. Yeah, I think Michigan's going to win it. Yeah, Into the Night. Yeah, 1980 song. Definitely not creepy in the slightest bit. That's a song that could never get made today. That is a song that, my God, yeah, Love Shack. Oh, God, yeah, Love Shack. Yeah, B-52s had a hit in 89. Yep, and then Rome after that. Yeah, so diverse, yep. Yeah, Into the Night could never get made today. The first line, no chance. How was that ever allowed on the radio? It's a good song, but man, that first line. Oh, man. He re-records it 9 years later. It's even, like, creepier then. R.E.M. Stand, yep. Song that they did not like. They did not like that song. Call the Personality, yep. Lemon Color. I mean, that song's great. That would be, like, that's a pick for, like, if I had to do a walk-up song, that's one of my top 5 walk-up songs. I would definitely do that as a walk-up song. Your House was taken over, yep. Kathy Dennis was taken over back then. You Want the Dinosaur, yep. Was Not Was. What's nice too with 89 is that songs were on the charts for like 8 weeks and then they fell off. There was so much new stuff coming in. So the charts were like, the charts today are the same as the charts from like February. But back in 89, Bat Dance, oh yeah. I like Party Man better. I think Party Man's a better song. Yeah, Bat Dance was like snippets of like 3 Prince songs combined into one. And Arms of Orion, yep, that was a good ballad. Like, back in 89, like, you look at the chart from, like, February 89, then go to April 89, there's, like, none of the same songs. There's so much variety. So there's so many hits. There was, like, no holdover. It's, like, 89. I listen to 89 music a lot when I edit my videos. And it's not a coincidence why. Violent Cannibals, yep, 3 hits. 1 album wonder. 1 album wonder all the way on that one. Like, man, 89 was just a banger of a year. Yeah, 89 had the second joint highest amount of number ones. Yep. There was like 26 number ones. Like, if a song lasted more than 2 weeks at number 1, that was like shocking back then. That was like absolutely shocking. Songs that just came and went. 74 and 75 tied at the top. Well, 74 sucked for music. 74 is like one of the worst years of all time for music. 75 was better. And then we got really good, like 76, 77. So it really got good. Biggest 1 album wonder. Ooh, man. Biggest 1 album wonder. Man. Of the 2, I would say Fun by a hair, but that is close. We didn't start the far. Yep, at the very end of the year. Yep. Yep, Another Day in Paradise. Yeah, man. Yeah, we are the 49ers. Not to be confused with that. Yeah, mid-70s are a volatile time for the chart music. Yep, it was not great. And then he followed with I Go to Extremes, which I think is the best song off Stormfront. I do like that album a lot. Like every song except for When in Rome, but he hates that song too. He hates When in Rome. Billy Joel like refuses to play When in Rome. He's like, this is like the worst song I ever wrote in my life. You hits 4 wrong. They did? I don't think they, not in America at least. Yeah, I was gonna say mostly in UK. I was gonna say not in America. In America, they're 3-hit wonders. In America, they are easily 3-hit wonders. Wisconsin Big 10 team underdogs against North Dakota. Yeah, North Dakota's a good team. No, not, yeah, in other countries. Yeah, not America. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was confused on that one too. I was very confused on that one at first. Quiet Ride's biggest 1 album wonder I can name. Yep, Come On Feel the Noise. Yep, good song. I mean, Milli Vanilli, All or Nothing wasn't on an album technically, right? All or Nothing was just a random throwaway song. So if that counts, I don't know if that would count for a 1 album wonder. Right, was All or Nothing on an album? No, it was on the same album. Yeah, they're the biggest one, yeah. My prerogative, oh yeah. Yeah, no, I'll go Milli Vanilli for the biggest one album wonder. Yeah, technically, yeah, Milli Vanilli would be. You Look Away, Chicago, yep. It got big December of 88, yep. December 88 it got big. And how they track the charts is December to November, because then Christmas music comes in, so they track it December to November. So, Look Away was the biggest hit. Even though it never hit number 1 in 89, it hit number 1 in 1988. Like late 88. Yeah, so I go biggest 1 album wonder, Milli Vanilli. If All or Nothing's on that album, yeah, I go with that. Or yeah, it did well in December 88. Yeah, a lot of songs are like that. I know, like, Giving You the Best I Got by Anita Baker was one of the biggest hits of 89 because of that. There was another one, I forget. There was another one that was like that. Freebird, yeah. Living Here is a great song. Great song. The Freebird medley by Will of Power, Baby I Love Your Way, Freebird. Just the most random mashup ever, but that one was also You Believe in the Only Best One I Wanted. Yep. Yeah, they had 5 hits on that album and nothing else. Living Years, yeah, March of '89, if I'm not mistaken, because that was right when Lost Your Eyes hit #1. Rock On Michael Demi, that was not a great cover. Not a great, probably the weakest #1 of that year, gotta be honest. Probably the weakest #1 of that year, but better than the original. The original's too bare. The original, I think, is way too bare. At least the instrumentation on this one's better. Like there were so many random people hitting #1 and like having chart hits back that it's nuts. Like truly, music was better in '89 than it is today. Like it truly was. I'm not just talking about the hits. Like, because a lot of people say like, oh, well, you're only the songs that got remembered. Yeah, they hit #1. Rock On hit #1. When did it hit #1? I think it was like June of '89. It hit #1 in June of '89. You know, the Damien version before I knew it's 70s cover. Yep. I heard the 70s version. I'm like, wait, this kind of sucks. It's like too bare. Someone did the exercise where the chart went from between January and December. Miss You Much was the best performing song January to December. That sounds right. I mean, they hit #1 for 4 weeks. That was a great album. Rhythm Nation's one of the best albums ever made. Yeah, Rock On hit #1. Yep. Like, look at all the different #1s we had in the stretch of like 2 months. Stretch of 2 months, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had 9 different #1s in a 9-week stretch. Like, that is nuts. And, like, all these songs I like. Like, it's actually crazy how insane 1989 was for music. It really is. Paul Abdul, 2 top 5 hits. I thought she had more than that. I thought she had more. Cold Hearted. Miss You Much. The Way You Love Me, although that might have been '88. Wait, hang on. Cold Hearted. Way You Love Me. Straight Up. Forever Your Girl. She had way more than 2. She had way more than 2. Cold Hearted. Forever Your Girl. Straight Up. The Way You Love Me. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Say That's the End. Yep. I love that. Yep. That's the end. End of Your Top 5. Oh, End of Your Top 5. Okay, that makes sense. I was going to say. You know, she was everywhere. She was everywhere. Second album had some hits too. Promise of a New Day, Rush Rush, Vibeology. I'm not crazy about that one. Blowing Kisses in the Wind. Also, like, not crazy about that one, but she was everywhere. Man, this is fun. This is fun, man. You know, '89 was a banger of a year. Absolute banger of a year. I do have to get some Trent Richardson clips. Let's try and get a... I like graphics of this. Yeah, this works. We get DeLorean go back to '89? Yes. Oh, jeez. Is this a real vid? That's a win good for Colts and Browns. Wow. I say, look away, baby, look away. I mean, you know me, I always squeeze in a music reference every time I can. If the script calls for it, I will always fit in, especially if it's a period piece. It's about something from like the '80s. I will squeeze in I'll squeeze in some songs and whatnot. Bat Dance, yep. That song was number 1 the entire time. No one remembers it. Yep. Pretty messed up. The movie was massive. Yeah. I like Party Man better. I think Party Man's a better song. Wait. Who the... Wait, what? Wait. The heck is this? It's not always what I was expecting with that. Party Man was a better song. I guess I just have to go with this. What year is the next video set in? 1995 and 1996. Fortunately, couldn't squeeze one in here. Fortunately, could not squeeze one in. Yep, 95, yep. Mississippi, Wisconsin, once we did. Yeah, that was a good one. Listen to this Sheriff's song now. It's a good one. It's a good one. Somebody needs to do a movie on that. Like, how is that not a movie? Like, honest to God, how is that not a movie? A band breaks up, then 5 years after they break up, a DJ plays it by accident. Yeah, that's what I was confused about, right? So, yep, that's what I was confused about. 5 years after they break up, a DJ plays their song by accident and it goes #1. Have the high note? The high F sharp? Not right now, but yeah, I can hit that note. Yep. It's all falsetto. Now, can I hold it that long? No. Can I hold it for like 25 seconds like he does? Or was it 19 seconds? I probably can't do that. So that's insane breath stamina on that. He holds that note forever. Can I hit it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. If they have that song in karaoke, I'll do it. I mean, they don't have it. They probably never will have it. But if they ever added that song in karaoke, I would 100,000 gajillion percent do it. Because I love that song. But I can hit the note. Yeah, it's an F sharp. I can do an F sharp. But it's holding it that long, maybe not. So he holds that forever. More than words to say manageable? Oh, easily, yeah. They don't have that one in karaoke, but I do love that song. I do love that one. And Waiting for Love is great. What was the other #1 hit that was accidental? I don't know, in 88. There was another song that got big afterwards. Where Are You Now by Jimmy Harmon and Cinch. I Beg Your Pardon by Concan, maybe? That didn't hit #1. Right, DJ played and went huge. I mean, Freebird. I don't think anyone expected the Freebird Baby I Love Your Way medley to go #1. I don't think anyone expected that. Yeah, I don't think... I know in 89, I do know that there was one... There was someone who went on a trip to Sweden and came back. Billy Something of the Somethings. Oh, Billy Vera and the... Oh, that was 87. Yeah, that was 87. Yeah, At This Moment. Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, At This Moment. That's a good song. That's a really good song. But I know that there was... The story of how Roxette got big was someone heard Roxette on the radio in Sweden, and they liked them. They bought one of their CDs or tapes, brought it back to the USA, and sent it to their like DJ, I think in Minnesota, and said, I found this, I was in Sweden, I found this incredible band, you should play them, you might like it. And The Look was the first song, and that got huge. Right, I think that's how it went, right? It also got rep, yeah, that was like 1981, I want to say. Right, The Look, yeah. Right, when, yeah. Yeah, an exchange student returned, yeah, from Minnesota, yeah. An exchange student from Minnesota returned to Sweden, gave a copy to his local radio station, refused to play it for a bit, but then eventually listened to it, and it became massive. Yeah, Roxette was awesome. Thank God that got big. So we can thank Dean Cushman for Roxette getting big. Yeah, that's what we get. 1981. Yep. We can thank Dean Cushman because man. How's it going, Manager? Appreciate you tuning in. What song is this? The Look by Roxette. Yeah, The Look, yeah. That's why I like these late nights. Yeah, way too young. Way too young. This is why I like these like late night streams. We just go like crazy on these. We could really just go like nuts on these. Helps too, and I already have like the script. Like the script is done at this point, so I just have to record one. Yeah. Like at this point, I just have to get a few more clips in, then record the script, and then we're good to go. Let's download this one. You know, great time for music, Rossi. Great time for music. How 89 was the most interesting year of Billboard's Top 100 existing? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I'll show you what I'm working on right now. Jack doesn't know that Disney's been a kid in recording. Well, top 40 countdown, yeah. Well, back then it wasn't Casey Kasem. Hang on a second, it was not Casey Kasem. That was Shadow Stevens. In 89, that was Shadow Stevens. Casey was done by August 88. He was forced out by August 88. So 89 would have been Shadow Stevens. Although there is an entire, I don't know if you know this, Cujo, there's an entire station on iHeartRadio that just does Casey Kasem countdowns. There's an entire station. I listen to that. Whenever I make pizza, that's the station I listen to. So, Casey Kasem, yeah, phenomenal. Do love Casey Kasem. Haley Williams doing a full solo tour. Nice. I know someone going to that. I know someone that's going to that, and I'm excited for him. Most bizarre year for the Hot 100? Ooh, most bizarre year. Wait, no, he had a contract thing. Yep. Right, had a contract thing with AT40. Yep. Most bizarre year. I mean, I don't want to say bizarre, but like 1979 was a lot of disco. Where there were 2 countdowns. Yep. I think the Shadow Stevens one, it did not follow the charts. It just did radio airplay. So 1979 was very disco. Then 1980, it was like a nuke dropped after Disco Demolition Night and all the backlash to disco. So 1980 was bizarre in the sense that if you look at the charts from 1979, you're like, what the heck happened here? So I would say 1980. Just in terms of the zeitgeist, 1979, all disco songs, the entire top 40s disco. Casey used the Hot 100, I think like 91 or 92 that changed. I think that's when that changed. Right as like rap was starting to get bigger. One of them, I think eventually both of them switched. Yeah, 2020 was because of COVID. Yep, so they have new wave and yacht rock, yeah, and no disco. Like, it sounded like it was a gradual fade out. Like, we've had genres like have their peak, rise and fall. But 80 was bizarre because 79 was just all disco. 1980, there was no disco to speak of. If I looked at the top 100 songs of 1979. Let's see. Hot 100 songs. Okay, My Sharona's not disco. But Bad Girls, disco. La Freak, disco. Do You Think I'm Sexy, disco. Not just a regular ballad. I Will Survive is disco. Hot Stuff, disco. YMCA, disco. Ring My Bell, disco. Too Much Heaven by a disco group. MacArthur Park, disco. Making It, disco. Tragedy, disco group. Not sure if I call it disco or not. But you just look at the top 9. And 7 of the songs are disco. You want to say early 92? I remember Shadow started saying, like, we're using a new charting format. Something's going to be weird this week. Yeah, but listen to Shadow Stevens one. I don't think they're, like, archived anywhere. But then 1980, yeah, a lot of country music, yeah. 1980, and it's like, not disco, not disco, not disco. This is disco. Rock With You, I'd say, is disco. Close comparison is when grunge hit and hair metal immediately faded away. Yeah, I guess it's the closest one. But it wasn't the only genre. Hair metal was not the only genre. Disco was the only genre. Everyone was doing disco. Dolly Parton was doing disco. The Rolling Stones were doing disco. And Michael Jackson went like 40-1 in 1 week. Yeah, because black or white, yeah. Like, hair metal, there was other stuff besides hair metal back then. You didn't have every artist doing hair metal. Michael Jackson wasn't doing hair metal. Yeah, let's listen to that too. Yeah, I would love to listen to it. I know like a lot of Casey Kasem ones are archived. I don't know about a Shadow Stevens one. The AT40, like some of that's just bizarre because some of the long distance dedications are just the creepiest things. Some of the long distance dedications on the Casey Kasem one are like the Elvis did disco. Yep, everyone did disco. I think Elton John did a little bit of disco. Like everyone was doing disco. It wasn't like hair metal where like Debbie Gibson wasn't doing hair metal. Paula Abdul was not doing hair metal. Everyone you knew was doing disco. And then by 1980, it was over. Or by Disco Demolition Night. But yeah, that was like the merger. Yeah, Heart of Glass. Yeah, revolutionary song. That's a karaoke, by the way. First thing I went to. All right. Like, there were so many disco songs. Everyone and their mom was doing disco back then. It was insane. Barbra Streisand was doing disco. Even Grateful Dead, yep. John Philip Sousa did disco. I mean, it was nuts. It's absolutely insane. But I love it. I get how like you might hate it back in the day, but like I love it. Rock the Boat officially first disco song. That's what they say. Yeah, that's what they say officially. Say rock. Yeah, Rock Me Baby. Yep. Your disco song is my favorite. Yeah, yeah. Kiss was doing disco. I mean, my favorite Kiss song is Forever. But there was like a mini disco revival in 2013, which was fun for a little bit. Treasure, Blurred Lines. Get Lucky. That was a fun revival. No, 2013, summer 2013, that was a fun revival of disco. The last disco song, the last one that was big, I would say Get Lucky. Oh, Steel Extreme, Silence of Donny? Yes, I would. Yeah, I would do that. Yeah, I would say the last disco song, Upside Down. I'm going more recent. I'm going Get Lucky. I'm going Get Lucky by Daft Punk. The last big disco song hit was Get Lucky. There's no universe that's not disco. That is a quintessential disco song. 15 minutes long? Yeah, I go $5 on that. I'll go $5 on that. Yeah, Funky Town #1, yep. Well, again, that's in like the older... I would... Get Lucky is absolutely a disco song. And so is Treasure by Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars, yeah. No, Get Lucky is 100% disco. Dua Lipa disco? I wouldn't say Dua Lipa was disco. No, Get Lucky. Niles Rodgers plays on that. The guitarist in Chic. Get Lucky. Okay, at least Treasure. Hang on, at the very least, Treasure by Bruno Mars has to be disco. At the very least, there's no universe Treasure is not disco. There's no universe. Like, I saw Niles Rodgers open up for Daft Punk. Or not Daft Punk. Open up for Duran Duran. Oh, disco? Okay, that's fair. The last disco hit... Get Down on It, maybe? Do you want to count that as disco? By Kool and the Gang? Hand Club? No, Hand Club's not disco. No. Joe the Fiver. All right, we'll do that. Appreciate you, man. Which game do you want? I'll get you in the call for it. Which baseball game do you want? But, Get Down on It's a weird one, because that's, like, it's came out in 1982. It was a hit in 82, but everyone associates that as a disco song. Or a 70s song. Everyone associates that as a 70s song. Funky Town was the last disco song. Then what would Get Down on It be? You got a bunch of 70s disco music, yeah. We count Get Down on It as disco? Sure, sorry for I don't count that as disco. No, that's not a disco song. There's no way that's disco. You can't dance to that. Gabs Razor, I'll get you on it. Appreciate you, man. Get Down on It is like... That is close. Get Down on It is... It is dance music. Yep. They didn't want the connotation. Yep. Syracuse 2018. Here we go. Never Gonna Give You Up. I would not... You know what? Actually... Never Gonna Give You Up... That has a very disco beat. Although Together Forever then also has a disco beat. because it's the same song. Together Forever is like the exact same beat. Stock Aitken Waterman. So yeah, I guess Never Gonna Give You Up would be disco. Alright. The symbol thing to make it... Yeah, the symbol... the symbol thing. Blue Monday more disco? Yeah. Yeah, Russell was really good with his legs on this one, Joe. Yeah, when his legs were good, it was good. Yeah, Italio Disco, my niche genre. I've never heard of that. Peak Disco, Disco Inferno, September. Peak Disco was September. The best, and it's one of the best songs of all time. Staying Alive, yeah, Dancing Queen. I would say Dancing Queen, Staying Alive, and September are the peak. I mean, September is one of those perfect songs. Like, no one hates September. I was by Gloria Gaynor, great song, yep. That's a good pick. Yeah, that's disco. Yeah, that's peak disco. But, like, no one hates September. Yeah, Good Times and Bad Girls. Tarzan Boy, yeah, Baltimore, yep, I know that one. One Hit Wonder. That was a good tiptoe down the sideline by Williams. Yeah, Damian Williams was really good back in the day. Left Freak by Chic, yep. Yeah, overthrow on Kelsey, yeah. Rare overthrow there for Mahomes on that one. But, I mean, that's, September's the best disco song. It's one of those songs that, like, you cannot... Wait, that was almost New Wave, yeah. The best was the cover of Funky Town by Pseudo Echo. There was an Australian band in 1987. You know, I think, yeah. Because I feel like it's very similar to Coming Up by Paul McCartney. Like, almost very similar beat to Paul McCartney's Coming Up. Which, by the way, the live version is better than the studio version. I was saying, like, Funky Town with, like, Let's Dance by David Bowie. Yeah, Chris Carson, yeah. Solid back. He was a solid back. But you also think of, like, Funky Town like the same vein of, like, Let's Dance by David Bowie. Which is obviously I would not count as disco. If that kick is what the Seahawks eventually got Myers later on. Tally on South Park top Funky Town. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yeah, it was a magical. Yeah, that was a good slide up on Holmes in the pocket. Did Bowie sample Funky Town? No, he did not. No, he did not. Is Georgia Moroder? Oh yeah. I don't know if you ever heard the 1987 version by Pseudo Echo. They do like a rock version of Funky Town. I like it a lot. So because that was their only hit, and Lip Sync their only hit was Funky Town. So it's a one-hit wonder of a one-hit wonder. It's like so bizarre. Peak New Wave. Ooh. The peak New Wave song. God. Man, everyone's got different definitions of New Wave. Everyone's got very different definitions of what New Wave is. Like Simple yeah, Don't You Get At Me? Yep. That's a very good pick. The most post-punk side of New Wave or the more synth-pop side of New Wave? I would say synth-pop. I mean, everyone's for the role. That's good. Will that count in New Wave? I mean, the first one that came to my mind was Take On Me by a-ha. The first thing that came to my mind was Take On Me. Flag on the play. It wasn't stiff as others, yeah. I would say, for me, the peak, when I think the peak new wave, I think Take On Me by Aha. Yeah, Take On Me, yep. Yeah, that's undeniably new wave. Yeah, Tears for Fears, yeah. That's like one of those perfect songs. It's also really good on the Guardians ride. That's the best song on the Guardians ride in my mind. He also was so good on the run. In its prime like this. Don't Want Me Baby, that was early new wave. Yep, same with Tainted Love. What's crazy is that song was never supposed to be released. And Tainted Love was a cover. But Don't Want Me Baby was never supposed to be released. That song, like, I think one person in the band hated it and wanted it to be like the B-side. Like, never see the light of day. And that became like one of the best songs of the 80s. Hey, Take On Me honestly can work. It's just a music video stream set era. Yeah, the music video was iconic. I mean, the song's great. The music video is iconic. You guys ever heard the demo of Take On Me? Like the first version, because they had to refine that a lot. Both games I went to were Week 16. Sales score 38. Impressive. Yeah, I remember this was a great Sunday night game. I remember watching this one live in college. My senior year of college. I remember this game. But the original version of Take On Me. Oh my god. I don't know if I can play it on stream. But there's one scene that is just... I couldn't even tell you. The last new wave hit. Oh. I mean, Duran Duran had some hits in the 90s. Duran Duran had, if we're talking like that era, Duran Duran had some hits in the 90s. Where, I mean, Come Undone? Might go Come Undone. You know, Janikowski sucked back then. You saw also call her 2 soul songs for the biggest hit. Yep. Depeche Mode, Enjoy the Silence. So that's a great song. Come Undone was 93. Depeche Mode, 90 was Enjoy the Silence. That's my favorite song by them by far. That's fair. You had no new villains. That's fair. Yeah, so I would go with that. I'm fine with that. Psycho Zuvia, that's the $1 million question. Yeah, so Take On Me, like the original version. I wish this was how it actually went. But if you want to listen to it. Yeah, it's an alternative. That's fair. If you want to listen to it, Kelsey, I don't know how he sang that ball. So he was getting like yanked at the seams on that one. But at like the 40-second mark is one of the like this should have been in the original, in the like the final cut of the song. Like it really should have been. I can't play it on stream. Enjoy the Silence? I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Like, I literally am... If you want to listen to the Take On Me demo, what it originally sounded like, sounds like a dying dolphin. I'm not making that up. Yeah, Ed Dixon, man. God. I don't know how he was able to stay on his feet on that one. Holy keyboards, yep. Well, wait till I get to the 40-second mark. Just wait till I get to the 40-second mark. I'm green drop in late 8-8. That's what changed you to alternative. Yeah. I regret clicking. It literally is a dolphin. Yeah, it's so bizarre. Mahomes across his body. Yeah, Tyreek on the open field, man. With the blocking. Yeah. It's a crazy song. Yeah, right in the bucket to Hill. That was such a good connection. Can't listen to I think it's ruined the song for me. Yeah. Well, it was only a demo. To be fair, it was the demo. They refined it a lot. There were like 5 different demos before they finally got the sound right. That was another one from college radio to being a major label artist. Yep. Then Shiny Happy People came like 2 years later. Just like bizarre. So yeah, listen. Yeah, you gotta listen to it. Yep. I'll link it again. It truly is just insane. Yeah, Wilson on his legs, yeah. Does Houdini. This is a great call by Al Michaels. It's a great call by him. Man, across his body. I think people are going to forget how good Wilson was in his prime. I think people are going to forget that. After how bad his stints were to end his career. He was good, yeah. So they got his balls going for the 42nd mark, yeah. Like, I don't know what that was. I honestly couldn't tell you what the game plan was for why that was in the song. Yeah, Shy People Losing My Religion on the same album. Shy People is such a genius song. Or Losing My Religion, I should say. Such a genius song. There's 4 notes. It's C, B, A, and G. Like, anybody could sing that song. It's actually kind of genius how simple it is. Literally 4 notes the entire song. Like, the only other song I can think of like that, where it's only 4 notes. Sound I make of a Detroit. The only other song I think like that, it's only 4 notes, is Chasing Cars. Chasing Cars is pretty much just 4 notes. C sharp, B, A, and a D. It really is crazy. Losing My Religion is literally just 4 notes. Anyone can sing that song. You can do, ooh. There's only 4 notes. There's no range required in that song. It's actually kind of genius. It's going to be so tempting to write a song that like shows off your vocal prowess or like goes somewhere, and it doesn't. The song goes nowhere. It's only 4 notes, but it's so good. Yeah, right in the buck to Lockett, yeah. Yeah, Lockett is, I think, the 3rd best receiver in franchise history. JSN and obviously Largent. Yeah, just a floater. Yeah, man, that grab. That grab at ball one is nuts. Last song hit without a musical instrument in it? Without a single musical instrument. Okay, well, so acapella. Well, Shy If I Ever Fall in Love was number 2. If I Ever Fall in Love Again, that was number 2. But the last one hit without a musical instrument, entirely acapella, was Bobby McFerrin, Don't Worry, Be Happy. 1987. I think September of 87. Or 88, no. Is it 88? It was 88. It was 88, not 87. 88. September, right? Yeah, 88, yeah. Be 88. Yeah, right. I was 4 Shy. Yep. Right, I was like, that hit number 2. Right, that hit number 2. Yep. I knew it, yeah. I was just playing for a little bit. Yeah, Don't Worry, Be Happy. Yep. Great song. Robin Williams in the music video. Robin Williams in the video for that song. Ray was running across this. Give him his 2 catches, all let's roll 1 run. Yep. Bat's been quiet. At least Raleigh finally got his home run, got the monkey off his back. The same cocktail soundtrack as Kokomo. Crazy to think about. You know, the Senate game was great. I got a good bounce on that onside kick, but was not enough. Yeah, that's a good song. Yeah, it sounds like Castro keyboard. Yep. Yeah, a producer. Thank God a producer saw that. Horrible movie, great soundtrack. That applies to so much. That applies to so much. I've not seen Xanadu, but I heard it's like terrible. No, it's not the worst Beach Boys songs ever. Oh, come on. No, that song's great. You want worst Beach Boys song ever? Listen to like Summer in Paradise. That album was just a disaster. Celeb in the Kokomo video? I don't remember. I don't remember the celeb in the Kokomo video. I do not remember on that one. I knew Robin Williams. I do not know the celebrity in the Kokomo vid. I haven't seen that. Well, Robin Williams, it was like a 3-person vid. I don't remember the celeb in the Kokomo vid. I thought it was at Disney, right? Didn't they do the video outside the Grand Floridian? If I'm not mistaken. Wait, hang on. Right? Wasn't it outside the Grand Floridian? Oh, yeah, the Thomas Shaw Beach Boys trademark. Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that was a crazy one. Although I do like John Stamos in there. I do like Forever. I do like that song. I like John Stamos on it. But, man, the rest of the album besides that one sucks. Where is the video recorded? Yeah, it was at Grand Floridian. Yes, it was with... I knew it was at the Grand Floridian. Who was a celebrity in that vid? Great hotel, by the way. Great hotel. Got to say the chorus for the demo was insane. Yep. Oh, Stamos? Oh, what? It was Stamos. Oh, he's technically part of the band. I didn't even count. Stamos is technically part of the band at this point. Like, Stamos is a weird one because he's like part of the band. Like he does the drumming for them. And there was only someone else. I'm like, I don't know who you're talking about on that one, but yeah, no, I knew Stamos because he does the drumming for them. He's good too. He can kill it on the drums. I like some drumming vids with him, and he's impressive. He's legit. Man. Let's make sure I have all the clips in for this. Should be good. Is he really in band? Oh, no, he was in the band. You know, John Stamos was actually a member of the Beach Boys. He's like a legit member of the Beach Boys. That wasn't just a Full House angle. No, he's legit in the band. The Summer of Love music video. Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez. 2 players named Randy from the Mariners. He must be next best player. 2 Mariners previously the best years of in Seattle. Yep, Randy Johnson. Love that guy. He's a D-backs fan. You know, he's legit. He's a legit member of the band. Like, he tours with them. He has done songs with them. You know, he's a legit member of the band. That wasn't just a random Full House prop. Yeah, Wikipedia confirms it. Yep. Wikipedia confirms it. You know, he's played in concert with the Beach Boys. He sang vocals on a song for them, Forever. He did, like, many performances with the band. Appeared on the reunion tour. So bad the Beach Boys don't claim copyright on it. Oh, man. He's like on and off. Stamos is on and off. You know, he's apparently first played for them in 1985. Right, never, yeah. You're never like official, but he did, he was on tour with them like many times. So maybe, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they don't apparently don't claim copyright on it because it's that bad. Wouldn't shock me. That album was not their finest moment. Not at all. You know, Kokomo's great. Kokomo is a classic. All right, let's see. Take out all, I don't need this many clips. They won't claim anything that's... So let's say I think longer than. You think Summer Love can show and stream? I'll double check. You know, he's a legit musician. Yeah, there's like a drumeo of him. He can play. Yeah, let me see if I can link it. No, he's legit. Can I show it on stream? I might be able to. Let's see. Summer of Love. I'll see. Beach Boys Summer of Love. You know, it's not claimed. Yeah, I could do. Yeah, Summer of Love is not claimed. Summer of Love would not get claimed on that. Amazingly enough. You know, anything on that album, I don't think I think Forever might get claimed. Forever by John Stamos might get claimed, but the rest... You know, Summer of Love is a bad song. Summer of Love sucks. That whole album sucks. Oh, man. All right. We're gonna... Yeah, go for it, Banjo. Yep, I'm down. I'm down. So I'll steal for it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? We're ahead of schedule on this one, so why not? Then I'll record the script, and then we're good to go. So, fine with me. Let's try to slow down some clips. So I already got the clips in from last night, and my RLS kind of flared up, so I was probably going to finish it anyways, but yeah, go for it. Go for that. Okay, I don't know why it's not doing this. Slow it down to like 50%. Nirvana oldies band? No. If Nirvana's oldies and Green Day's oldies, then I don't consider that at all. Nirvana's oldies, then I'm old. And I don't like being old. Summer Love music video. Oh boy, Banjo with the tear. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, this is an experience. For however many are watching right now that needs to be seen to be believed. Let me just slow this. I don't know why it's not slowing down. Oh, he's trending? Oh, boy. That's never a good sign. Never a good sign. All right, here we go. Summer Love music video. This is somehow real. I don't think McAfee stands for anything. I think McAfee just wants to be with the cool kids. McAfee just goes with the flow. He wants to be with the cool guys. I don't think he stands for anything. Except money. He stands for money and attention. Alright, here we go. Summer of Love music video. This is something else. Yeah, to the shock of no one, that did not become a hit. Yeah, holy comb over, yep. Stamos is like the only guy that looks like he fits in on that. And he's in the video for like 10 seconds. Genuinely impressive how awkward and uncool the Beach Boys are on that. 1990, the song was 92. The music video might have been 95. The music vid might have been 95, but the song came out in 92. Sometime around there. By the way, Mike Love looks terrible. The fact he's still alive. It's also when he looked like that. And 30 years later, more than 30 years later, 35 years later, he'd still be alive. I don't think anyone would believe you. I don't think anyone would have believed you. It's like that guy, the lead singer with the gray hair that looks like he's like a raisin at this point. You know, he's Drexia. Like, yeah, that guy's gonna still be alive in 35 years. I don't think anyone would believe you. So that's just nuts to me. That's like legitimately nuts. How he was so... Man, there's a lot of things you can say about Mike Love. So in the chorus, they sampled an unreleased Beach Boys song and made a crap beat out of it. It does sound like that. It really does sound like that. Like, the chorus sounds like it could be an old Beach Boys song. The verses sound nothing like anything. Like, at all. First number one, I think it was I Get Around. Yeah, Get Around, yep. I Get Around was the first one. But it's obviously an iconic one. So looks like he's about to retire in that video. Yep. He does. This is absolutely crazy. All right. I think I can... Wait, I still have to get one more thing. Yeah, survey said the first debate was number 3, yep. That song and music video was only hit on the island. Jeez. Jeez. Probably not wrong there. That song is a bit creepy. John said it was over under 60. Oh, he's gotta be over. Because Full House came out in 1980, what, 7? And that was close to 40 years ago. And Stamos was definitely over 20 when that show came out. Yeah, I think my associate's fair. Yeah. I take the Celts on that, yeah. I'd take him. I'd probably go 8 on that. Yeah, because Stamos, I mean, Full House debuted in 87. I was definitely not a teenager when that show came out. It's probably like early, yep, 62. Well, he looked good. Man. So was he like 24 on Full House? Yeah, 24 on Full House started. It says of that demographic, yeah, that whole song just gives me the ick. Yeah, I thought he'd been like 27 when he was on Full House for the first time. So he was actually younger than I thought when he was on Full House at first. He does not age. John Stamos does not age. He looks like exactly the same as he did 40 years ago for the most part. Like, it's actually uncanny how good he is, how good looking he is. Like, it's genuinely impressive. Olsen twins? Oh, man. Well, I think they were babies when that show started. Over under 40. I'm going under. I'm going to go under. I'm going to say under because they were babies when that show started. They were like 1 year old. There's a whole episode about changing diapers. So I would assume... they're 39, 8 months. All right, yep. There we go. There we go. Yeah, just under. Just under the mark. I was gonna say, they were like babies when that show started. That was like 87 when that show started. So that makes sense. All right, so here's the plan. I have to record this script because this is an editing stream. I have to record the script, and that means like for the next like 15 minutes, I'm not gonna be looking at the chat. I'll get to everything in the chat in a little bit, but I have to record the script for the video that's dropping. So let me open up GarageBand and record this bad boy, and then we go from there. But I'll show you what I'm looking at while I do this. I'll look at the chat after I start recording. You sleep anyhow? All good. Yep. Do your thing. Yep. This has been fun. Oh man, this has been like such a good editing stream. Holy cow. I was not expecting to go on this like tangent of like the 80s, but this is awesome. Oh man. Like it's got a very different vibe from like the game streams. You know, when they quit acting after 2018? Yep. Oh, I don't blame them. They were getting so much pressure. So much pressure and just like from so many outside forces, and they clearly didn't like it. They didn't like what they were doing. They looked miserable. I mean, by the end of their time, they looked miserable. Some of those direct-to-video things, they looked miserable in them. Yeah, I'm not surprised they wanted nothing to do with acting afterwards, and they didn't even go to the Fuller House reunion, which I don't blame them. I don't blame them there. Like, it's sort of like the Q&A OT streams are a different vibe than the editing stream where just, like, mess around like this. Yeah, these editing streams just get, like, insane. Like, just, like, very chill. How do we even get started on 89 music? Oh, man, how do we even get started on that? That's a good question. How did we get started on that? How did we get started on 89 music to begin with? I have no idea. I'll have to look at the live chat replay afterwards. I'll have to look at the live replay. Because I have no clue how it happened. I'm so glad it happened. I think we're talking about... I think someone talked about, like, hair metal. Someone brought up Def Leppard. I think Von brought up Def Leppard with Michael. And then we just started talking about, like what hair metal was. And then 89. And it just went from there. I think that's how it started. Yeah, way more laid back. Oh, yeah. Way more chill. Right, it doesn't go that far. Yep. I'll have to look at the live chat replay afterwards. Because after the stream is done, you can go back and like, go to any timestamp and you see exactly what chat said. I'm assuming, I think it was that. I think it was, we were talking about Def Leppard and hair metal. And then it just became a rabbit hole. That was incredible. Yeah, Mr. Big and all that? Yep. Yeah, disco? I don't know if it started with disco. I think disco was after 89. Disco, I think we did a talk with that after. And that just... I think we were talking like Donna Summer had a hit in 89, Cher had a hit in 89, then we just started going on disco. So I think that's how it happened. Alright, let's see what I can do here. So there's a script. Let's record this bad boy. Alright, so Michael, look at the chat for the next like 15 minutes. However long it takes to get the script done, and then we should be good to go. So the video should be dropping by like 8 o'clock Eastern time, so we should be good there. Alright. Ooh, wait, did I miss anything before I start this thing? You said good 20 minutes on 89. Yeah, we did. I love it. I love 89. I mean, there's a reason I listen to 89 music when I edit a lot of my videos. Alright, here we go. Let's record this bad boy. When people talk about the biggest lose-lose trades in NFL history, often the first thing that comes up, and rightfully so, is the infamous 2013 trade made between the Indianapolis Colts and the Cleveland Browns. In that trade, the Browns decided to offload running back Trent Richardson, their first-round pick out of Alabama just 1 year before, to the Colts in exchange for a first-round pick in 2014. The Colts needed some running back help after Vic Ballard was lost for the year with a torn ACL. And the Browns weren't crazy about Richardson after a 2012 season where, outside of scoring touchdowns, he didn't show a ton of burst or vision. And unfortunately for both sides, the trade turned out to be a massive bust, making both parties worse in the process. Trent Richardson was abysmal with the Colts, spending just 2 seasons with the organization and amassing 977 yards, with him being massively overweight and leaving the team without telling them, even resulting in him getting suspended for playoff games in 2014. For some perspective on how bad Richardson was with the Colts, from 2013 to 14, there were 25 players in the NFL to have at least 300 rushing attempts. Of those 25 players, 20 of them had at least 4 yards per carry, and 24 of them had at least 3.6 yards per carry. The one that didn't? Trent Richardson, who averaged an astonishingly low 3.1 yards per carry. He was that bad and that anemic. And as for the man that the Browns drafted with a pick they acquired from the Colts, yeah, that definitely didn't age poorly whatsoever. So I think it's fair to say that the Trent Richardson trade was a lose-lose trade. However, at the very least, you could say that Richardson played for the Colts and Manziel played for the Browns. The trade sucked for both sides, very clearly, but at least there were contributions for Richardson and Manziel, if ever so minimal. I cannot say the same about the trade involving this man right here, because to say that this trade made no sense whatsoever would be putting it lightly. And in this trade, there were truly no winners. Both sides were worse off as a result of it, and even if the stakes were admittedly lower than the Richardson trade, this still deserves consideration for the craziest lose-lose trade in NFL history, if only for how stupid it was on the surface for at least one of the parties. And more than 30 years later, this is the story behind one of the biggest lose-lose trades of all time. Make sure you hit that like button down below, subscribe, hype up that video, and turn on that notification bell, because we'll post every single day on here about the weird and the wacky history of the NFL, with stories like this one that you may not have heard of before. So if you like that sort of stuff and want to learn more, then this is definitely the place for you. Thanks in advance for liking and subscribing, and for hyping up the video, and for helping us grow this community. And with that in mind, let's talk about the trade made by the Carolina Panthers and the Kansas City Chiefs that was anything but the finest hour for the expansion team. But before I talk about the actual trade details themselves, we need some context to understand just who the Carolina Panthers wanted in the first place, as in this man right here that you've been watching this entire time. This is Tennessee quarterback Jerry Colquitt, and to say that the man did virtually nothing in college would be putting it lightly. Normally, when I talk about college prospects before the draft, I talk about all the accolades that they won and their numbers and how they're near the top of their school's history and whatnot. But I can't do that here with Colquitt. The reason? He lost a quarterback competition in 1992 and 1993 to Heath Shuler. And when he did enter the game on some package plays and on the occasional drive, he did not look the slightest bit accurate. Yes, he had good legs and had his moments, but he was incredibly raw. And there's a good reason why Shuler won the starting job, especially when you compare the two and their pocket presence. However, at the 1994 NFL Draft, Washington took Shuler with a 3rd overall pick, and Colquitt became the starting quarterback for the Volunteers. Colquitt's time as the starter lasted a grand total of 1 drive, as on the very first drive of the season against UCLA, Colquitt tore the ACL in his left knee and missed the rest of the season, leading to some random guy by the name of Peyton Manning to replace him. I don't know what happened to him. I've never heard of that name before this video. Anyways, by the time Colquitt's college career was done, he had thrown just 64 passes. For some perspective, Kerry Collins, who the Panthers chose with their first pick in the draft at number 5 overall, threw 657 passes in college, and started and finished more than one game. So you had a super raw quarterback who had barely played and didn't look all that impressive when he was on the field. And the only reason it seemed to draft him was because he was an athletic player who needed some refinement. And maybe you could be the team to refine him and unlock his potential. But with the lack of playing time and the ACL injury potentially destroying his explosiveness and destroying what made him a possible threat in college in the first place, Colquitt seemed like a guy that you shouldn't touch in the draft. But the Carolina Panthers, against their better judgment, thought otherwise. They worked Colquitt out and loved what they saw, and they felt as though they needed to have him on their team, which is odd if you think about it from the perspective of how they approached the offseason. They signed Frank Reich in free agency, the longtime Bills backup quarterback who still seemed to have stuff left in the tank. They drafted Kerry Collins with their first pick, the Penn State man who led the entire Big Ten in passing touchdowns and passing yards and was the Maxwell Award winner in 1994. And in the expansion draft conducted 2 months earlier, they took New York Jets quarterback Jack Trudeau, a veteran quarterback who started 12 games over the previous 3 seasons. There are plenty of times where teams draft 2 quarterbacks in the same class. We saw that with New England in 2024 with Drake May and Joe Milton. We saw that with Indianapolis in 2012 with Andrew Luck and Chandler Harnish. And we saw that with Washington in 2012 with Robert Griffin III and Kirk Cousins. And other teams have also done it. But it usually is twofold, where number one, you don't have any quarterbacks on the roster, and number two, you don't have to give up draft capital. Drafting a 4th string quarterback seems absurd, especially when you're an expansion team and presumably have a ton of holes to fill. Drafting a 4th string quarterback and giving up assets to do it? Even nuttier. Alas, the Panthers, with the help of general manager Bill Polian, decided to call up the Kansas City Chiefs and trade for pick number 191. The Panthers would give up a 6th-round pick in 1996, which the Chiefs presumably thought would be near the top of the round, seeing as no expansion team ever had a winning record or had any sort of success in their first year. And in return, the Panthers would get pick number 191 near the tail end of the 6th round. And with pick number 191, the Carolina Panthers took the man that you've been watching this entire time, Tennessee quarterback Jerry Colquitt. One writer for the Winston-Salem Journal summed this up best when he said, "Why trade up at that point? Why draft a quarterback at all when you already spent your first pick a day earlier to take your quarterback of the future in Penn State's Kerry Collins? Finally, why draft a guy who blew out his left knee on the first series of his senior season and hadn't played but a handful of downs his entire collegiate career?" And yeah, all of these are extremely valid questions. In fact, one of the men asking these questions happened to be none other than Jerry Colquitt himself, who said, "I was kind of surprised to be taken by Carolina because I know they also have Frank Reich, who showed he can play with the Bills, and Kerry Collins is a great quarterback. I didn't think they had any problems there, and I didn't know if they even needed me." Always a good sign when your own draft pick is wondering why on earth you, as the employer, drafted them. However, that's where we were. The Chiefs gave up pick number 191, and the Panthers used it to draft a man who would presumably enter the season as the 4th string quarterback, at a time where it wasn't exactly uncommon for teams to carry only 2 guys. To the shock of no one, Colquitt did not make the roster, so trading up not only didn't make any sense at the time, but made no sense in hindsight either. He wasn't even one of the last cuts made, as Colquitt didn't survive the cut down to 65 players. Jerry Colquitt never played a single game in the NFL, although he was on the roster for the Frankfurt Galaxy of the World League in 1996, despite never playing a game for them. So this pick was a bust, and it was definitely a loss on the part of the Panthers. A draft pick failing to make the roster is a waste. A draft pick failing to make the roster after you traded up and gave up future assets to get him is an even bigger waste. So that raises the ultimate question. The Panthers completely wasted their trade up and drafted an injury-prone quarterback that they didn't need, that was never going to make the roster, and that barely played in college. What did the Chiefs do with their end of the bargain? Well, you'd think going into the 1995 season that after the trade that netted the Panthers this man you've been watching in Jerry Colquitt, the Chiefs would get an extremely high pick in the 6th round. The Panthers were an expansion team in 1995, and expansion teams typically stink to the surprise of no one. Heck, the last time the NFL expanded, in 1976, the Buccaneers were winless and went 0-14, and the Seahawks were 2-12, with one of the wins coming against the Buccaneers, meaning that the two expansion teams combined to win a grand total of one game against teams that were not formed that year. However, the Chiefs must have been surprised when that 6th round pick that they were getting in 1996 turned out to be pick number 176 overall instead of a pick in the 160s, as the Panthers finished the year 7-9, bouncing back after an 0-4 start to give themselves a fighting shot at the playoffs in December, against all odds. It was by far the best record for any expansion team since the NFL AAFC merger, as the Chiefs' gamble did not exactly pay off. Usually, if you're making a trade for a future pick, you'll get a round ahead, so giving up a 6th round pick this year would net you a 5th round pick next year. The Chiefs did not do that in the trade with this man right here in Jerry Colquitt. They thought the Panthers pick would come out to a 5th round pick, and it did not play out like that. But who cares? It's only a couple of slots. As long as the player they got was good, then it wouldn't matter. Alas, he was not. Because the man that they drafted was this man right here, Pitt wide receiver Dietrich Gels. Unlike Colquitt, Gels actually had a very good collegiate career and was one of the better receivers in the nation, even leading the Big East in receiving yards in 1992 when he amassed over 1,091 yards, which also ranked inside the top 10 of the entire NCAA. By the time Gels' career with Pitt was over, he had 160 receptions for 3,003 yards and 25 touchdowns. He even had a game against West Virginia in the Backyard Brawl in 1994, where against their biggest rival, he had 225 yards, which was and still is the school record for most receiving yards by a Pitt player in a game. And his 91-yard touchdown against Rutgers in 1992 was the longest passing play in Pitt history at the time it happened, before Kenny Pickett broke the record at the 2019 Quick Lane Bowl with a 96-yard completion. By the time that Gels was done playing for Pittsburgh, Gels' 1992 season of 1,091 yards was the most in school history. His 3,003 receiving yards was the most by any player in school history. And today, he's just one of 3 players, alongside Tyler Boyd and Antonio Bryant, to cross the 3,000-yard mark with the school. His 160 receptions was the most in school history at the time, and his 25 receiving touchdowns was the most in school history, which to this day has only been topped by Antonio Bryant and Hall of Fame receiver Larry Fitzgerald. Unlike Colquitt, Gels actually had some production at the college level, and with the Chiefs needing some help at receiver after a 1995 season where they ranked 25th out of 30 teams in passing yards, and where their leading receiver, Willie Davis, had just 527 yards receiving, which ranked 71st in the entire NFL, they figured that Gels could potentially provide an immediate impact, as could their 5th round pick that year, wide receiver Joe Horn. However, guess what? Dietrich Gels did not play a single snap with the Chiefs. He would play in the NFL for a little bit, playing 2 seasons with the New England Patriots in 1996 and 1997, and playing 2 seasons with the Philadelphia Eagles in 1998 and 1999. But for the Chiefs, this man right here would not play a single snap, as he was cut before the end of the 1996 preseason. If you're doing the math at home and figuring out all of the calculations, this meant that the Kansas City Chiefs gave up a draft pick in 1995 that could have potentially helped them, and did it for a future pick in 1996, and that pick did not end up playing 1 snap for the team. Meanwhile, the Carolina Panthers gave up a draft pick in 1996 to acquire a 4th-string quarterback, and that pick did not end up playing 1 snap with the team. You can't even debate who won the trade, because they're both losers. Anytime you make a trade where you get objectively worse because you lose assets and you get players who play 0 snaps with you from those assets, your trade sucks. From an asset perspective, was this the biggest lose-lose trade of all time? Probably not. A 6th-round pick that busts and another 6th-round pick that busts, at the end of the day, aren't a big deal. But it's insane asset management nonetheless, especially on the Panthers' part with a 4th-string quarterback with a bad injury history. It's hard to make a trade worse than this, where both teams get worse and don't even get 1 snap out of any of their players, not even on special teams. The Panthers got nothing out of Colquitt, and the Chiefs got nothing out of this man right here in Gels. The Panthers lost, the Chiefs lost, everyone lost. End of discussion. Because if someone told you that every trade has to have a winner and a loser, just know after this video that that person was lying to you. Was that one take? Did I just do that in one take? I think I did that in one take. Holy crap, I did that in one take. Wait a second. Wait, that was not supposed to happen. Wait a second. Time out. That was an 18-minute script. That was not supposed to happen. Holy crap. 8 hours last year for Largent. Yep. That was also for Reagan. Yep. No. Yeah, technically, yep. I did. Holy cow. Holy crap. All right, now I have to convert it into the next step. I have Adobe Podcast. It gets rid of the background noise. So then we're good. Like, there's not much that has to be done for that, because I did it in one take. Pretty sure good job on that one. There's some people like take a long time for to record a script. I can knock it out in one take. Oh my goodness. Wow. Just out of curiosity, I like doing this on stream just to see what happens. Write me a Jaguar Gator 9 script about Kansas City Chiefs at the 1995 NFL Draft. I want to see if it even knows what I'm talking about. Let's see. It's going to make up some random crap. Here we go. Let's see. No, well, the trade happened. Okay. Chiefs want to carry... What? Yeah, this is not at all what the video is about. What? Yeah, that's definitely... Yep. I like doing that just to see, like what the heck it would spew out. Because I know it would spew just random BS, and yep, that's random BS, alright. That is a random BS. Not at all what the video is about. 6 o'clock on the East Coast. Holy cow. How long have I been on? I've been on for like 3 hours on this stream. But we were on... We did an OT stream earlier. That was at what? 3? I think I've been on for like 12 hours now. I've been on for 12 hours today. Holy cow. So we started at 6 p.m. with an OT stream. Went till about 8 on that one. Then we did the championship, the Natty. Went from 9 to like 3 on that. Now it's 3 to 6. Man. 12 hours on stream. Holy cow. And a video dropping. And pizza. Oh my god. My vocal cords at some point will get a rest. Today is clearly not the day. Alright, so now just increase the speech to 100. Music and background drop down to 0. At this point, there's not too much I need to do. But doing it in one take, it's a lot easier to edit. I don't even need to like edit anything because I know it sounded all right. And the AI does a pretty good job of... The AI does a very good job, actually, of getting everything out like that. So... Alright, is that in? Yep, I think it's in. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now I just need to get this in. And for something like this, I don't need like I used to be like very big on like the audio editing, but now with the AI's gotten a lot better with the getting the background noise and stuff. So at this point, I just certain things I know I need to do. So you gotta hear what it sounds like. Okay, here we go. So we go from there.
77 yards. Richardson was with the call 0.6 yards per carry. The one.
Alright, slow this down a little bit more. Slow it down to 50.
That the trend was very clearly, but at least there were when people.
Yeah. Slow it down even a little bit more.
This man right here.
Not that much. Just want to figure out where the sweet spot is.
Is so minimal. I cannot say the same.
Yep, that's sweet spot. Okay. And the tweet
of them had at least 3.6 yards per kilo. 3. And as for the man that the Browns drafted with a pick they acquired from the Colts, drafted with a pick drafted with a pick they acquired.
Gotta show the tweet.
Pick they acquired from the Colts.
Still one of the all-time. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, you can't see it. Yeah. You gotta get a Skip Bayless tweet in there.
Yeah, that definitely didn't age poorly whatsoever. Definitely didn't age poor. Didn't age poor.
Alright, so now I know a lot of these clips are going to be Colquitt related. Everything's pretty structured with this, so I know it's going to be just a bunch of Colquitt clips. So delete that, move this over here, and then just copy and paste everything from here. Oh, maybe not that. Slowly. There we go. Those are the Colquitt clips. That'll give me what I need. Yeah, that'll definitely give me what I need. Okay.
History. If only for how well, because we'll post every single day on here about because we'll post.
Alright. Turn the mic over a little bit.
Because we'll post. Because we'll post. Because we'll post. And more than 30 years later, make sure you hit that like button.
Perfect. Right, so just copy this asset over. It's the like and subscribe asset. Heavy for every video. Copy and paste it over here.
make sure you hit that like button down below.
Put it over here. Okay.
Then this is definitely the nothing in quarterback competition through 657 passes in college. They felt as though they needed to have him on seasons. There were plenty of times where teams failed, drafting a fourth-string quarterback, 1996, which the Chiefs presumably thought or had any this entire time.
So there's two newspaper
Tennessee
sources.
Quarterback. I trade up at that point.
Yeah, here we go.
It's up best when he said.
So there's two newspaper articles. I already took a screenshot of it. This one, Winston-Salem Journal. So that is. I don't know, there we go. Fit the image. Picture in picture. Yeah, I think the tab's cut off a little bit, but you get the idea of where of how I'm doing this. Okay, yeah, here we go. Put the title there. The source.
Earlier to take your quarterback of the future.
Let's take a breath there. I just want to get rid of that.
Take your Penn State's Kerry Kai, who blew out his left knee, played but a handful of downs his entire collegiate career.
Yep, there we go.
And yeah, all of these.
There's one more newspaper article. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to do afterwards. I'm going to do an ABC test to figure out the title and thumbnail for everything.
In fact, one of the men happened to be kind of surprised to be taken by Kelf, who said, I was kind of surprised to be.
Scabs.
Who said.
This one's the state. It should be done in a little bit. Won't take that long. Probably like 10 more minutes on stream. Maybe less than that, actually. Maybe less. Get that in.
Were trading up, not sir. After you traded up, 1995 season, and expanders were winless and went, meaning that the two expansions against the Buccaneers, meaning that the
click of some kind.
years,
yeah, get that.
Meaning that the two expansion teams win that C merger, as the Chiefs. If you're making a trade for a not play out like that, but who cares? Because the man that they drafted was this man right here.
All right. Now I'll get rid of these clips. Don't need these bad boys. Get these. Just some clips of gels. Being a beast of pit. Across some games. I have the Hawaii game, the Rutgers game from '92. Should be enough, right? Yeah, that'll definitely be enough. Okay, I can slow some.
Was this man right here? Pitt wide was lying to you.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, I know. Like the AI is pretty good with that, so that should be good in one take. And being one take, there's like no cuts. Got the nice vocals in. There's track. It's the same track every time. Okay, wait, hang on. Let me get the outro. This is the right outro. That's the right outro. Okay. Now this track, it's exactly the same. It just I changed the how fast it is. Turn that changes the pitch. It's always the same settings. 4% audio. Yeah, so I'll always speed up the track or slow it down. That's how long the video is, so it never sounds the same. Yeah, that should work. Speed it that there. Add one more of these like things here. We'll put that around here. Increase engagement on that, and that should cover it. Yeah, that covers it. If it's ready to export, title it. I'm gonna title it just Panthers Chiefs '95 draft. Then we go from there. All right. Well, now it's exporting. Then everything else is just waiting for YouTube to process this bad boy. So here's a plan. That video probably next 30 minutes. Post on Patreon, post for the members first, and then we'll be out. So, yeah, that's the plan. The new video dropping in about 30 minutes. Let me put that, let people know in the community tab. That's what's happening. Let people know on that, and then we get to go. To do 3 productive streams and a video out. Can't complain about that. Oh shoot! What the hell happened here? Wait. Well, that was odd. That was very odd. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I don't know. I think what happened there was my internet decided to switch off to a different Wi-Fi for some reason. I don't know why. But that was odd. Yeah. Just as I was about to sign off. So yeah, the game plan is as follows. Yes, so we're going in and out. Yep, we're back now. Yep. I just noticed that. I was like, wait, what? Wait, I was like, wait. What? Oh no, now we're gone. And yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think my Wi-Fi like did a reset, and then it went to the Cox Wi-Fi, not my personal Wi-Fi, and then just fluctuated back and forth. But I think we're okay now. I'm getting like perfect bars on my end now, so we should be okay. But I'll just post in the community tab. There's a game plan for today. New video dropping around 7 a.m. Eastern. So let me edit the vid on stream. You know which one it is. UFL stream at 8 p.m. Eastern with the Battlehawks Renegades game and OT afterwards. Alright, so that's the plan. So, yeah, long day. Over 12 hours on stream between the nanny, overtime, and this. But productive day. 3 really good streams, and we got the video out. So, at this point, just waiting for YouTube to process it, and we go from there. So, I appreciate you guys' the time for tuning in. You guys have been awesome. And again, we hit 300 bucks, so I was like, let's do this editing stream, and you guys have been awesome for it. This has been such a fun editing stream. So, I am so grateful for you guys. I'm able to do this, and man, I'm going to get this vid out. It should take about 30 minutes to get out with the processing of the thumbnails and all that. And then it will be out, and you'll be able to see it. And you saw what I did behind the scenes, and some of the clips were already in before that, but you guys can put some clips in, write the script, and there we go. So, appreciate you guys a ton. JG9 signing off. I will see you guys, video dropping in a bit, and I will see you guys on Tuesday in, 14 hours? Yeah, 14 hours for the Battlehawks game against the Renegades as we wrap up week 2 of the UFL season on FS1. Take care.